What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it. All right. Congrats.
I saw the well, we didn't even see, but I saw the logo and I went, that's my name. Snow White's up there. And I cried my eyes out.
Snow White is called Snow White in this version of the film because, of course, she is not white as snow, is because she and her family go through a snowstorm and survive the snowstorm. And so it's a mark of her resilience.
Cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power.
The live-action remake of Snow White received extraordinary promotion at its launch, but the box office figures revealed a completely different outcome. The opening weekend brought in $43 million domestically and $87.3 million worldwide, which fell short of Disney's predicted numbers. The ticket sales decreased by more than 50% throughout the first 10 days after the movie's release. The lead actress, Rachel Zegler, became the central focus of media attention after her public reaction to the flop transformed her into the main narrative. Disney fans and industry experts started debating immediately after announcing Zegler as the new Snow White, because they wondered if her contemporary interpretation would match the beloved classic from 1937. Zegler expressed her admiration for the 1937 animation while stating that modern audiences need heroines who take charge of their destinies during a December 2023 promotional Q&A. She expressed her love for the fairy tale while seeking a Snow White who would be more than a passive character who depends on rescue. The short statement Zegler made about Snow White evolved into numerous videos that used the hashtag #NotMyPrincess. The first week of pre-sales showed social media users had already formed a negative opinion about Zegler by calling her entitled and disrespectful to Disney's heritage. A timeline published by Teen Vogue in mid-January showed how Twitter fan accounts gathered Zegler's previous interview clips to build a case of her being unappreciative. Every aspect of her speech, including her deep breath and particular phrasing, received thorough analysis throughout Reddit discussions and TikTok videos. Articles asked, had Zegler misunderstood the spirit of Snow White? Or were she and Disney tapping into a deeper cultural tension between nostalgia and progress? Disney's marketing chiefs convened crisis meetings in Burbank. Executives at Disney debated last-minute changes through internal emails, which included reshooting scenes to show Snow White making decisions, creating new trailers to tell the dwarf's stories, and even developing girl power merchandise. The company worried that misinterpretation of Zegler's comments would ruin all their advertising campaigns. A top marketing VP revealed that the company needed to shift public perception from negative celebrity news to positive cinematic achievements. Opening weekend arrived. Theaters received a continuous flow of audience members during the first day, but the number of viewers decreased on Sunday. A secret video revealed Zegler standing by herself in a dimly lit lobby with the marquee lights shining on her slumped shoulders. She turned directly to her phone's camera and declared, I dedicated my entire being to this Snow White version which combines modernity with empowerment and kindness. Yet it seems like only a few people attended. Her voice broke during the statement. If you wish to criticize me, then evaluate my acting instead of my dedication to representation. The video spread across social media platforms to reach millions of viewers in just a few hours. The late-night television hosts repeated the recording for analysis of her vocal expressions. Business Insider's subsequent evaluation revealed that the disappointing box office results stemmed from three main factors: the enduring negative reaction to Zegler's comment about being passive together with mixed critical reception that criticized the film's inconsistent rhythm, and the disconnect between Disney's family-friendly image and the remake's dark plot elements, especially its reimagined origin story for the evil queen. The article concluded that nostalgia fought against the new direction of the film. The audience members who sought traditional Saturday matinee entertainment rejected the moral analysis in the movie. The USA Today editorial asked readers to show understanding toward Zegler. The columnist explained to readers that Zegler lacked authority to make decisions about creative content or marketing strategies. The piece declared that she carried out the assignment she received from the production team. The author argued that holding Zegler responsible for institutional failures would be both unjust and unproductive. The author urged Disney fans to ponder this question. Would they criticize an athlete for losing even though she performed at her peak? The Guardian identified the production problems as stemming from pre-production tone wars between director Mark Webb and Disney story chiefs. Early scripts revealed a wide range of direction, with one version making the queen a tragic villain and another attempting to make every scene a broad family comedy. Interviews with cast members revealed their disappointment about the numerous script revisions. Stories about the film's problems emerged months before its release, which created uncertainty about whether Snow White presented a unified vision or a random collection of attempts to satisfy all audiences. The days following Zegler's lobby appeal saw a flood of celebrity endorsements on social media platforms. Ariana Grande expressed her admiration for Zegler. Helen Mirren commended Zegler for being brave enough to speak truth in a cage of expectations. Late-night television hosts compared Zegler's genuine words to the corporate neutrality of her fellow actors, while stating she expressed the sentiments of an exhausted generation tired of spin. Yet not all critics agreed. According to Variety, Zegler took center stage as the main focus instead of the movie, which led the publication to suggest a strategic statement could have controlled the situation better. Rolling Stone expressed regret that once emotions are released, they cannot be controlled through strategic apologies. Teen Vogue brought back Zegler's first critique about needing a heroine who takes action, while explaining that every Disney remake generates some form of controversy. The level of personal attacks against the lead actor reached unprecedented heights in this situation. Social media platforms create environments that both intensify public anger and reduce complex issues into essential flashpoints, which determine professional futures. The core problem became evident through demographic data from Morning Consult, which showed that the traditional weekend audience of older viewers who sustained Disney's theatrical success had negative reactions. The younger audience segment, under 25 years old, showed interest through polls, but their curiosity did not translate into actual ticket purchases. The report labeled this situation as buzz without conversion. Because viral discussions failed to generate box office profits, Disney introduced price reduction strategies during week 3 by offering discounted family matinees and free character meet and greets in select cities, along with featurettes about costume design and set construction. The internal company debate at Deadline showed executives divided between viewing the new outreach strategies as effective audience engagement or as indications of desperation. The last-minute change in direction managed to spark new interest, but it failed to halt the ongoing decrease in audience numbers. Academic voices soon weighed in. The New Yorker published an article about digital toxicity, which stated that actors must defend themselves against constant live tweeting. A study from UCLA's School of Theater, Film, and Television labeled Snow White as a reflexive text because it reflected contemporary societal worries. According to Professor Elaine Sue, the empowered fanbase now expects direct communication from creators and instantly retaliates against any perceived mistakes. During the Q2 earnings call, CFO Christine McCarthy described Snow White as a valuable learning experience before announcing Disney's new strategy to focus on untested legacy remakes and original IP and sequels with established success. The high-profile flop of Snow White caused a 1% drop in Disney's stock value, which demonstrated how streaming-first strategies can affect investor confidence. Zegler discovered solace through her Broadway career, which received praise from critics for her powerful vocals and deep emotional growth. She shared with Vogue that learning to care about stories became both a blessing and a heavy responsibility. The admission resonated deeply because artists face similar challenges as fairy tale characters when they traverse between hopeful and heartbreaking situations. The Disney Plus platform gave Snow White a new opportunity to exist. The platform streamed the movie to become one of its leading 10 titles during its first month. Cultural observers interpreted this development as evidence that negative publicity can generate delayed fan interest, although it damages initial theatrical revenue. The internal document acquired by Vanity Fair described the streaming growth as promising yet insufficient to recover the $150 million investment in production and marketing expenses. The executive team observed that digital fan engagement reached new heights through fan art and memes and user-generated discussions, which surpassed previous remake metrics. Trade journals now recognize the Snow White saga as a fundamental model for celebrity-led branding. PR firms advocate for star diplomacy, which enables actors to transform negative publicity through discussions about their artistic work. Yet they emphasize the need for consistent marketing and audience understanding. Film schools have introduced new courses which analyze Zegler's lobby outburst, together with Disney's response, as essential lessons for crisis management. The story of Rachel Zegler and Snow White's box office failure demonstrates how modern filmmaking depends on the perfect harmony between celebrity voice and fan loyalty and corporate strategy. Zegler's honest words presented Disney with a decision between staying true to themselves and following business goals which will influence their upcoming projects. In an age of instant feedback, care can be a risky act, and the boundary between performer and persona has never been more fragile.